Hey everyone, welcome back to 22 Panels. I am Tyler, and across the interwebs from me
Whoa.
are Tad
Whoa!
and Phil. You just
All
got
that
hit with some sticky web,
all
boys.
those extra mucus has got
Extra
your web noises
sticky.
going. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
we're
There was
already
some good
getting into
thwipping.
news.
I know.
There
So
was some
you
good
guys,
thwipping there.
yeah.
Yep.
So how are you guys?
Oh,
Uh, I think we're all sick. Yeah, we're all
yeah.
Yeah,
sick.
I'm mostly it's my voice. I've just got really yucky like yesterday and
I've
today,
been
and
sucking down.
Mm,
I've been sucking down cough drops for like the last 2 hours to prepare my
mm,
voice, and I still
oh,
don't think
I'm
that
yeah.
I'm like my normal voice.
yeah, I've got cherry flavored Ricola ones. What do you got?
I'm using the traditional herbal flavored Ricola ones.
Okay, Phil.
Ricola.
What
Ricola
do you
cough
got?
drop of I also have Ricola, although I didn't think to prep my voice. But yeah, it's the cough drop of choice for 22 panels, you know.
Yep.
Let's get a sponsored ads going here.
Ricola.
Yep. See,
All right.
that's
We got a couple of pieces of interesting news of note this week.
Yep.
The first is that Will Eisner's IP is apparently for sale.
Whoa.
which is, I mean, how
Um,
close is it to
I
being in
think they're
public
trying to
domain?
to drum up spirit around an anniversary. I think we've still got. I mean, the spirit even probably has 10 years because I think the spirit
Okay,
started in the 40s,
let's check
and
that.
I think 1929 was um, but it's not that easy sometimes,
Hmm.
particularly because there have already been two Spirit movies and there's a made for
I
TV one and there was the one that Frank Miller made.
gotcha. I thought for a second, I'm like, there hasn't been one since the Frank Miller one, so it must have been before.
No, it
But
was before.
absolutely, all right.
Um, yeah, New York Times reports Will Eisner stated planning to sell rights to the late cartoonist work, including his most famous character, the Spirit.
Hmm.
Um,
That's right. So jump on
okay,
that Hollywood.
works the new rights holders would gain access to would include The Spirit Returns, an unpublished 72-page story Eisner wrote and illustrated in 1996.
Hmm,
Um,
That's
that sounds
so,
cool.
promising.
but it also would
Yeah.
have Contract with God, The Dreamer,
Hmm. So
that
it's like
sort
his
of thing.
whole library.
Right,
Interesting.
Everything.
Yeah.
right.
That's
I
cool.
have not
So
read a Contract with God, so
it's fantastic.
all right.
It's fantastic. But yeah, well, here it is. Having been created in 1940, the Spirit comics will begin to enter the public domain in 2036.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so we're still
Yeah.
10 years out. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So,
Yes. Wonder if someone could bring it back to comics.
I mean, it's there've been. I mean, Alan Moore wrote some Spirit stuff. Darwin Cooks did some Spirit stuff.
Wow.
I mean, there have been
Throughout revivals throughout the years.
well, and some of them were with Eisner's approval. I want to say the
Oh,
initial.
nice.
I want to say the when the Alan Moore did the Spirit, it was a kitchen sink. When Eisner was a kitchen sink.
Really? I
Spirit New Adventures. Yep, is kitchen
wow.
sink.
Holy cow.
So that's another thing to talk to Dennis about sometime.
Oh yeah. I would
Because those were I mean the Eisner New Adventures were just amazing. Um, I forget how many issues, but though and there have been some really good non-Eisner Spirit, but I think those collections were my favorite, and they had some really cool people
nice. Speaking of
involved in
cool
them.
people, somebody is twirling their mustache mischievously. This is, you're really selling your
Andy seems to have
membership.
that braid down the
He
middle
You
does
there.
a
you guys
nefarious
like that?
braid.
While
That's
Tad was talking just now, I
I
braided
mean,
that.
that's you're making your
Um,
case for the Hellfire Club over there.
Yep.
also with the IP going on, Sex Criminals, the Matt Fraction and Chip Zdarsky amazing series, has been optioned and is coming to Amazon Prime.
Some might
So
even
it'd be
say a
interesting.
sequential masterpiece. Sex Criminals.
Definitely a
Yeah.
sequential masterpiece. So
Yeah.
this is one that is going to be,
I'm going to be highly critical of this adaptation because the
yeah.
original means so much to me. It was
Well, and it's not, I mean, this is one of those places where I say that it's way easier to adapt something to a comic and make it as good or better than it
mhm.
is to go the other way around. And this
Oh yeah,
story is definitely an example of it's going to be
for
interesting to see how they handle parts of this.
Yeah.
100%, 100%.
Um,
Between, I think it's doable, and I think that the people
yeah,
attached sound like if anyone could do it, they could. Um, I'm just thinking of I think it was Seichun's production company that did I'm a Virgo. It was a really good, really weird series that also had
okay,
it wasn't any actual comic book series, but the main character was a fan of a comic book, and that was part of
gotcha,
the story of it. But yeah,
gotcha.
good times.
As for what kind of week has it been? It's been a week that felt like,
A month.
I mean, we literally had to like check ourselves before we started recording because we really haven't talked about Alex
Alex.
Preddy.
Yeah.
Alex Preddy was shot as we finished recording last week.
y- Yeah.
Only last week. It feels
Yeah,
like months ago.
yeah,
Months ago.
it really
It
It has
does.
been
does.
like it has been the longest week and the longest month of the longest year of my life, and it's February 1st.
Yeah,
Right.
Ah.
the past month has been a year in and of itself. So I don't know what time's doing, but it's getting weird out here, guys.
It sucks. Yeah.
I mean, I actually do either of you watch Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
No.
Pete Davison was back for the cold open
Yep.
this time
And then he did
as
that
Tom
hair.
Homan.
Yep.
It's
He
Tom
did the
Homan.
hair. Oh, it was
But it
great.
was also it was great because like he's talking to the ICE agents. He's like, who knows what our purpose here is? Uh, beat some people up? No, that's not the answer. Anybody else? Another guy raises his hands. I might be wrong, but army? No. Then he gives the whole. We're supposed to be serving judicial warrants on.
Yeah.
But like the whole thing is like the going back and forth. Um, but like the most telling part in terms of just like the kind of month that it's been
Yeah.
and the kind of weekend that it's been, because like we've talked about take out the trash day before, and this Friday
Mhm.
was another doozy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Was the point where like what are we supposed to be doing? Looking for the Epstein files? No, in fact, we just released the Epstein files to take attention away from us, which is funny because this was to take attention away from
Oh,
the Epstein files.
It's so
jeez.
yeah, it's been a mess. I mean,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So
On
that
a
is
lighter note,
all
guys,
the yeah, yeah.
I got a new
Go ahead.
proton pack. I don't know if you
Proton
guys
pack?
are, yeah,
Oh, neat.
and
Okay.
it, dude, and it makes noise and lights up.
Oh, okay. So if there's any
Oh.
action
If you've
figure
got
size
any
ghosts,
ghosts.
yeah.
Yep.
Well, I
Yeah.
wouldn't try that on a full size ghost,
No,
Um,
I got these
Oh
for
man.
sale. So,
oh, there you
too
go.
bad we don't have too.
Lexus or Nexus Vault in Laverne, Minnesota. Get yourself a mini proton pack.
Yep,
Take
yep,
care of ghosts.
yeah.
If you have Indian in the cupboard esque ghosts running through your
Right.
pantries, Tyler has you
Please.
covered.
Native American in the cupboard.
I'm so sorry.
Hey, what are they doing about
Indigenous
that book?
person in the
I
cupboard.
loved that book, but now I
I
can't read
do.
Yeah,
it.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's hard.
I'm sorry
Um,
that one came out of nowhere.
I
no,
know,
I
but
mean,
no,
because
but it's a great book, but we can't
I
read it
don't
now because
actually,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
it's one of those more interesting, I don't necessarily think it should be, I
you know
don't,
what I loved about.
I certainly don't think it should be canceled. I certainly don't think it should be like we talk about it being horrible, but I
right.
do feel like there's context that should be talked about it or around it at this point, and
I
I'd
learned.
have to reread it to know completely.
Hey, I learned so much about the Iroquois people from that book.
Mhm.
Um,
Okay.
it was great. So
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. There's a lot of middle grade literature out there with actual history of peoples in it.
Yep. Hey,
And yeah, it's a shame that it's just part of the Milo.
yep.
but that's also I was gonna say that's all the energy I have for what kind of week it's been.
Yeah.
So oh, except that, and I told this with Doug Wagner last night, but it's so good that I have to repeat it to Tyler because Tyler will totally get it.
Okay.
Kelly showed me a meme yesterday
Yeah.
that said, Minnesota is all out of hot dish, now serving kick-casserole.
Yeah, I read that. Yep. Yes. And it's all about like the Minnesota nice kind of like
Right.
Mm.
vibe that we have is being
Well, and the
put to the
hot dish
test.
versus casserole is a very
Yep.
Minnesota,
Yep.
like
Hot dish. We called it
Dakota
hot
thing.
dish growing up. Yep.
Exactly, exactly. No, people in Phil's area probably call it casserole. Most of the people in my
Mm.
area call it casserole, but I'm kind of on the edge. You get into Wisconsin and Minnesota, and it's hot dish.
Hot
Yeah.
dish.
Yeah. Have you heard that before, Phil? Hot
I
dish?
have not. No, if you had said
Mhm.
hot dish, that I would have thought it's a type of gossip.
No,
Yeah,
no,
that too.
it's a casserole.
All
No,
right.
it's casserole. Yeah. Yeah,
It's a casserole.
it's food.
Regardless, I
Right.
am interested in this
Um,
hot dish.
I will say, and I've recommended them before, so people should just subscribe to JQuo's Status Quo, if for no other reason than the Saturday Skeets and Giggles. My favorite was like some right winger posting the picture of like canned soup being delivered
Huh.
and talking about this is organized, blah blah blah, and like the response was, you know how you know these people don't know or don't go to church? This is like a 2 on a 10 scale of packing your station wagon for the for, for this week's potluck.
Yeah, that is hilarious. Holy cow. Oh, and just the the level of disrespect to communities. And yeah. So
Right?
too
Yep.
much.
No.
But I want to talk about much happier stuff. So we're
Right.
going to get right into new to order books. Because among other things, we're going to be able to talk about some of this stuff again when we get to Animal Pound, which, like,
Absolutely.
God, was it hard to read it again?
I know.
Damn
I
you,
read it in trade
Tom.
this time. I read it
Yeah,
in
damn
trade
you,
this time.
Tom. Why'd you have to be right about so many things?
Yeah. And Tad, you remember when this started, you and
Uh-huh.
I on this book were just like, this is revolutionary. This is going to
Uh-huh.
be, yeah, I mean, it was crazy. And
Well,
now two
remember
years later, here we are.
we read out the whole thing from the ash can, which was apparently his pitch letter. And
Yeah.
like when we asked him about it, he's like, "Oh God, that's right. They put that out." It's like somebody told me that you got to like build yourself out like as big as possible when doing pitch letters, but that's so embarrassing. That wasn't supposed to be seen in public.
Yeah. So I mean, it was this manifesto that just it was inspiring to read it. I mean, it was Jerry
Yeah.
Maguire,
Yeah.
but for
I mean,
comic
It
books.
was. Yeah, it
manifesto is an
was.
interesting choice of words in relation to, but yeah,
So anyway, who
I
had
remember listening
Calexit?
to those episodes.
Do you
Yeah.
and Ted and I are both going, oh my God, look what he wrote about
They,
himself. We were
yeah,
like, that's
they were
crazy.
they were
But
so good.
all right, time to take out my Viking braid and get serious here, boys.
I mean, the Viking braid wasn't serious.
Could
Oh,
have been more serious.
yeah, it should have been.
Once you get like four or five of
Some
those look like Davy
Yeah.
okay.
Jones.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yep.
some new to order comics.
Yep.
Initial orders are due February 26th. Who's got Calexit?
That would be me.
All
Cal Exit,
right.
say
Somebody's
goodbye to
had some
Holly.
cold medicine.
Yep, I have. Uh, the incendiary saga of California's war with America continues. Democracy is fraying, culture is under siege, and freedom hangs in the balance as wartime smuggler Jamil and Mulholland resistance fighter Zora find themselves at the crossroads of history while the cultural crossroads of the world burns around them. Has America gone too far? Will California be able to defend its citizens? Is it all over for Hollywood? Sometimes you have to take a stand. Final order cutoff is March 30th, and this will be in stores April 29th. And writer
Black Mask.
Black Mask, I've
Ooh,
been loving the stuff they've been doing. This is Matteo
Yeah.
Pizzolo and Granda,
See,
C.
Granda. Yeah.
Granda. Yep.
Hmm.
all right, next up, we've got a new book from Image called Corpse Night by Michael Chavez, Matthew Roberts, and Rico Renzi. Miniseries premiere as war ravages France. A young girl named Foy lives in relative peace with her father until tragedy strikes. As Foy struggles to fend for herself, she's granted a miracle. Her father returns from the dead to protect her. Now they embark on a sacred quest, confronting murderers, wild animals, wandering armies, and black magic plaguing the countryside. As Foy comes face to face with the dark side of miracles and the secrets of the corpse night, she must question the man by her side has always been a monster. That is going to be a final order cutoff of March 23rd in stores April 22nd. That sounds awesome. I was not aware of this, but I think I might pre-order a good miniseries like that.
Mm-hmm. It looks
All
great.
right. I'm gonna say that my two picks this week are
Mm-hmm.
are major clues to unannounced events coming Free Comic Book Day at
Oh,
Modern Age Comics.
Okay.
exciting.
So these are the clues. Don't guess on the air,
Okay.
that
Okay.
sort of
All right.
thing.
All
They're
right.
actually really big clues, but we're
Okay.
gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
Everyone Loves a Jewel Thief, #1 from Tim Seeley and Aaron Campbell at Ignition Press. What's a struggling writer to do except pull off a jewel heist? Novelist C. Scott Frederickson hasn't written anything of note in years. He's about to lose his adjunct position at the university, be dropped by his agent, and possibly dumped if he doesn't publish a hit and soon. Scott has it all figured out, a masterfully scripted spectacle to dazzle the masses without doing any real harm. A local celebrity will be robbed of her prized possessions, and Scott will come out on the other side as an anti hero, showered with publicity and a lucrative book deal. But he can't do it alone. Every compelling heist needs a crack team of like-minded crooks, and Scott's top recruits are his old high school D&D group and their ragtag townie friends coming in clutch with the Getaway Geostorm. It'll either be the greatest story Scott Frederickson has ever told, or someone's going to end up dead. Maybe both. This is from Ignition Comics, in stores on April 8th, with a final order cutoff of March 2nd.
So, Chad, I know you said not to guess on air, but you've booked Catwoman for a signing, have you?
No.
Okay. Next up is Godzilla's
I mean,
Monsterpiece Theater.
possibly closer than you think.
Yeah, I mean, she's a
Have to
busy
be
lady.
careful.
So this is Godzilla's Monsterpiece Theater presents Romeo and Juliet and Godzilla from Tom Scioli, Adam Tierney, illustrated by Sean Peacock and Tom Scioli. Over at Oni, the explosive literary mashup series returns.
IDW.
IDW,
IDW.
thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you for that clarification. Over at
IDW has the Godzilla.
IDW. I
Yeah.
don't know what I was thinking, but yes,
Yeah.
IDW's Godzilla line. The explosive literary mashup series returns, but this time Godzilla is taking on the classics one story at a time. Oh, Godzilla, Godzilla, wherefore art thou, Godzilla? First, it's invading the bard's most revered play, Romeo and Juliet. Families at war, forbidden love blossoming, Godzilla on its path of destruction. Fair Verona won't be so fair for long. And that's not all. Tom Scioli is returning to the series to write and illustrate a backup story starring the legendary thief entitled Robin Hood and the Monster of Nottingham. That one is going to have a final order cutoff of March 2nd, and it's going to be in stores on April 8th. Again from IDW and Godzilla.
All right. Pretty Hate Machine from Ryan Onan and Tim Seeley with art by
Oh, I saw a
Paolo
connection there.
Armitano
Dun dun
Thomas is in
dun.
so much pain as if high school wasn't hard enough when his father is killed in a freak accident, and his mother begins to take refuge in the company of his visited by a ghoulish kid named Luther with knives for hands and rows of teeth, like an ancient shark, who tells Thomas his father was murdered, and that anything his mother and uncle tell him is a lie. This feels a little bit like Monster Piece Theater without Godzilla. Uh, Thomas doesn't know who or what to believe. Does he believe his friends, teachers, and mother, who tell him grief isn't for the faint of heart, but it will pass? Or does he believe the demented Luther, who pulls Thomas through a bloody whirlwind of conspiracies, vengeance, and slaughter, showing him the lies and corruption that surround him? Thomas must fight to discover the truth behind his father's death while struggling to keep his new friend from leaving a massacre in his wake. But the truth might be far more sinister than Thomas is prepared for. This is Final Order cut off March 16th, in stores on April 8th. And I didn't see any mention of Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, so they must be an issue two.
Ah, will they be
That's
zombies?
just my,
That is the question.
yeah.
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are undead.
I would read that. Tyler Rake, an extraction story. Let's see, from Ande Parks, and art by Ronan Clique, I think is how you pronounce
Yeah.
that.
Maybe.
Experience the early days of Tyler Rake in this new prequel series, debuting ahead of the new Extraction film on Netflix. Mercenary in hiding, Tyler Rake thought he was starting over, but his story is just beginning. Working as a bouncer in one of Sao Paulo's most popular nightclubs, Tyler's world is about to be upended when a tussle with a connected drug dealer goes horribly wrong, forcing him to take on a job he never wanted in order to stay hidden. Sounds awesome. It's going to be in final order cutoff, excuse me, is February 23rd and will be in shops April 1st.
Right. Some collections.
Yep.
All right, the first one I picked on title alone, it is Apple Guy and Beefwood
That's
by
amazing.
Cedar Van Tassel, a serial buddy comedy like no other. From the mind of Cedar Van Tassel, Apple Guy and Beefwood's rapid-fire dialogue and tightly wound humor is reminiscent of classic buddy comics as wide-ranging as Calvin and Hobbes or Mutt and Jeff. Van Tassel's wiry, delightfully jagged characters walk and talk as the world goes both physically and spiritually around them. This approachably hilarious take on the existential and esoteric distills the absurdities of the modern everyday into four panels with forthright wit and discerning eye. Final order cutoff of March 30th, in stores May 27th. From Drawn Quarterly.
Excellent.
The Perils of Giuseppe Bergman, The Magnificent African Adventure, from Milo Manara, uh, translated by Kim Thompson. Is life a stage? Do we just follow a script? Can we rewrite our roles, or must we play along according to the instructions of others? The two stories in this volume, An Author in Search of Six Characters and Days of Wrath, take place in Africa, which our author artist Milo Manara views as the bearer of insight and hope for the rest of the world. Turning Pirandello's Six Characters in Search of an Author on its head, Manara sets our favorite inept, globe-trotting hero knave, Giuseppe Bergman, Manara's comics alter ego, off on another quest for adventure. An off-panel director hands out scripts and then disappears. Are we watching a play, or are we in it? Dedicated to playing his role, Giuseppe is confused when others assert themselves and send the entire scenario spinning out of control. His sexy co-star Lulu, cast as a bimbo, rewrites herself as the hero, leading us to ponder deeper matters such as whether we possess true free will or just think we do. But watch out. Just when you think the answer is in sight, Manara flips the script once again. Giuseppe Bergman's second African adventure begins with Chloe, a winsome Nifette who asks many questions about the facts of life and the fictions too. Is she really that innocent, or is she just drawn that way? Manara allows for his characters to break the fourth wall as Chloe beckons us into an erotic, exotic, Fellini-esque romp revolving around young Giuseppe's determination to return a kidnapped child to her tribe. His real motive? to break free and become the hero of his own story, rather than remain the hapless plaything of an omniscient narrator. Part tongue-in-cheek, part philosophical exploration. Minara lets Chloe wink in and out like a mischievous Tinkerbell, pushing events forward only to then pull them back as Giuseppe Bergman struggles to make sense of it all and become the hero he needs to be. Uh, this is Final Order Cutoff, March 23rd, in stores April 29th. Uh, uh, Paul called it by its French title of Days Aris, or Days Arai, but the Days of Wrath, the second half of this, is actually Paul Pope's pick for the thing that he loves, that he wishes that most
Wow.
people had read, so he could talk to
Cool.
them about it. Which when we talked about it, it was out of print, and come April 29th, it will not be. So anybody who heard
Wow.
Paul talk about this book and went, I want to read that, uh, order it from your comic shop now.
Are
And
you
also
and Paul still?
the precursor to it, the Magnificent Adventure, which has three Giuseppe Bergman stories, is in stores already and highly recommended.
Is there still a forthcoming book club of Giuseppe Bergman?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay.
I was trying
I'm
to
sorry.
wave you off.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
There's
Just
certain things that I
grab a
try not to
digital
say
hook. I'm so sorry. I didn't.
on the air.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't want to
mad
jinx
speculation.
them.
I'm so
All right.
sorry.
Okay. Opioids and Organs, hardcover from Arizona O'Neill, a heart-wrenching memoir of a daughter losing her father, and a scathing indictment of the medical industry. Arizona grieves at the hospital bed of her father, a man she hardly knew, brain dead after a fentanyl overdose. Doctors encourage her to act quickly to recast him as a hero. Distraught, Arizona makes a decision that will haunt her for the rest of her life. As she struggles to come to terms with her father's death and her role as next of kin in making his life's last decision, she uncovers inconvenient truths about the organ donation industry's own codependence on the opioid crisis. Her parents were bohemian wild kids of the '90s Montreal. He was a talented skateboarder, charming guitarist, and visual artist. She was an aspiring writer and outcast. They lived with other teenagers in the plateau in a messy apartment filled with drugs, alcohol, and black market animals. The city's macabre history, McGill Medical School, the Mount Royal Cemetery, ancient cadavers at the Maud Abbott Medical Museum takes center stage as Arizona sorts out fact from fiction. Opioids and Organs is a damning critique of an industry that takes advantage of society's outcasts. A muted yet striking pastel palette and a doll-like fantastical elegance belie both the gruesomeness of the book's topic and the rage of its author. This sounds awesome. This is going to be from Drawn and Quarterly. It is a final order cutoff of March 16th and will be in shops May 20th.
Right. Next up is Outline by Michelle Fischels. The last year of school before graduation has begun, a time when the world seems the same, but when everything will change. For Ben, who is determined to enjoy the end of summer with his girlfriend Clara, the mood gradually darkens as she begins to withdraw in a similar manner as his best friend, Andreas, had, and without explanation. While tensions grow between Ben and Clara throughout the school year, Andreas struggles with his own demons, and suddenly final exams are upon them, along with the inevitable questions from friends and family alike. What are you doing after school? Where will you enroll? Will you move out? What's next? Maybe the answer for Ben and his classmates is simply to slow down and take a deep breath. Outline is creator Michelle Fichel's impressive graphic novel debut, in which she demonstrates a deep relatability for that special phase in which we cautiously leave childhood behind and look to the future with uncertainty and anticipation. Final order cutoff of July 27th, going to be in stores August 19th from who is this one?
Oni.
Oni? This is Oni.
This is Oni. All
All right.
right. The last of
Me
our graphic
again.
novels. No, this was me, isn't it?
No,
No, this one,
I got
there's two
reincarnation,
more.
right?
Yeah, two more graphic novels.
Oh, that's my fault. I didn't pull up reincarnation. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Bum, bum, bum.
God, I thought this was a professional podcast now. God, do you know what
Yeah,
We
embarrassment
can't
is,
be, we
Tad?
can't be,
Look
remind
at the
me
egg
to
on my face here. And yes, I
remind me
am
to
medicine head right
play
now.
remind me to play the version of Alive from San Sebastian that caused Eddie Vedder to need to say it wasn't Mike that screwed up, it was his guitar that screwed up. We're a professional rock band.
All
We
right.
haven't really played that song before.
Okay.
Referring to
Reincarnation stories
Alive in the year
from,
2000.
from Kim Deitch from Fantagraphics. Sitting on a bench one day, 4-year-old Kim Deitch is associated or is accosted by an elderly man. Gross. Flask in hand, the man exclaims, "Is it possible? Sid Pincus. Good God, man, you've changed." A light bulb goes off in the man's head. "You died, Sidney, and now you live again." Whisked away by his mother, young Deitch is left to wonder, was it all just the mad ravings of a drunk or a tantalizing glimpse into reincarnation? Thus begins Deitch's quest to piece together the cosmic jigsaw puzzle of creation and reveal his past lives. This sprawling odyssey weaves through time and space, encompassing a dizzy array of oddball characters, including aspiring screenwriter Sidney Pincus, a tribe of moon dwelling Native Americans, a feline YouTube star, a has been silver screen cowboy, Frank Sinatra, and the awesome Monkey Guard, featuring Deitch's
Monkey God.
Monkey God. What did I say?
Luffy?
Guard.
Oh, Monkey God. Featuring Deitch's surreal scenarios and eye popping psychedelia, Reincarnation Stories is a gripping yarn and a cartooning tour de force. Final order cutoff is March 23rd and will be in shops April 29th
From Fantagraphics.
from Fantagraphics. Yeah.
All right, now closing off our graphic novel, Soviet Land from Pierre-Henri Gaumont, a must-read thriller at turns madcap and melancholy about a down-on-their-luck duo of swindlers looting their way through the decaying remains of the USSR in the 1990s Russia. USSR has ceased to exist. Its dimly remembered promises of utopia have dried up, and amongst the rubble, scavengers and looters abound. Amongst the vast Russian tundra and decaying Soviet buildings, two such scavengers engage in a rather dubious pastime, getting their hands on all sorts of trinkets that might interest wealthy investors. Slava, once a promising young painter, has abandoned his career and ideals to scrounge around with a pal from his school days, the consummate conman Lavrine. The future is up for grabs, and in this anything goes dog-eat-dog new world order, Lavrine assures Slava anything and everything can be bought and sold. In this tragicomic thriller, author Pierre-Henri Gaumont tells a gripping tale of average people caught up in the turmoil of history in the making. His deeply human characters fumble through a disorienting world, one where the promise of tomorrow has evaporated. They aspire to nothing more than to continue living, loving, and maybe someday even painting again. This is final order cut off March 16th, in stores April 29th from Abrams. How about some collections?
All right. This one is mine, right? I think so.
Yep.
Okay. Complete Charles Dana Gibson, um, a widow and her friends, by Charles Dana Gibson. The complete Charles Dana Gibson, A Widow and Her Friends, is the first of a 3-volume series dedicated to the complete bibliography of perhaps America's greatest ever cartoonist, the incomparable Charles Dana Gibson. The first book in the complete Charles Dana Gibson will present the most beloved and long form of Gibson's influential graphic novel works, The Education of Mr. Pip and The Widow and Her Friends. The book features stunning reproduction, laboriously sourced and restored from the best possible sources, Gorgeous printing that gives unparalleled insight into why Gibson was one of America's greatest artistic and cultural exports during the decades in which he worked. The book also includes a long biographical essay by series editor and production artist Sean Michael Robinson that contextualizes Gibson's work for a modern audience, illuminating his progressive politics, his wry humor, and his explosive mark making that influenced generations of fine artists and illustrators. This will be a final order cutoff of March 9th and will be in shops on April 8th. And I'm just going to flip my screen here, and it
It,
looks
it
like
is
it
it
is
is
from Living the Line.
yeah, it's from Living the Line and distributed through Uncivilized.
Okay.
So
All right,
Phil
Phil.
with
He
the
gave me
Yes.
this one,
best
Phil.
miniseries of
You did.
last year.
I mean, if unless it turns into an ongoing series, and then it's
Which would be great. I
which
think
would
it
be
will be
great.
a series of miniseries.
And I'm hoping we'll get FML number 9 someday. But it is FML. It is by Kelly Sue
I
DeConnick,
think it'll be
and
FML colon something number one is my
yeah,
guess.
that would it.
Kind of
I would
like you had Pretty Deadly The Shrike
Pretty
and
Deadly the
Pretty
Rat.
Deadly, right.
Indeed. Uh, Riley is a teen that sketches out his heavy metal future with a ballpoint pen between monster movies and band practice. But musical stardom needs to compete with high school. The temper of a former riot girl mother, the morbid obsessions of a goth sister, and the eccentricities of bandmates that threaten to drive him and anyone around him insane. The balance gets harder after a ritual during a party in Portland's Forest Park causes him to wake up one day to discover that the creatures, witchcraft, and metal world he's obsessed with may be a bit closer to home than he preferred. Collects FML number 1 through 8 and includes bonus concept material coming out from Dark Horse with a final order cutoff of March 30th. Going to be in stores September 15th. Kelly Sue DeConnick, David Lopez, Chris Peter, Clayton Coles, Dark Horse Comics. It's amazing.
Yeah. Also amazing is Space Scouts from Matt Kint and David Rubin, also at Dark Horse Comics. A
Love
young
David Rubin.
girl heads to the center of the universe to compete in a reality show to become the next Space Scout. What starts as a teenage drama turns into deadly war at the edge of the universe as the winning recruits are sent into a clandestine, indeterminable battle that they most likely won't survive. Bonus content includes character briefs and pinups by Sergio Aragones, Brian Hurt, and Alvaro Martinez Bueno. Space Scouts is the latest release from Flux House Books, a new boutique imprint that will feature the writing and sometimes art of acclaimed comics creator Matt Kint. And the second to last Dark Horse release of Flux House, because after his series with David Lapham that's starting, I think, next week, Flux House will be moving to Oni.
Oh,
So yeah, so that's our new to order books for the week. Final order cutoff for Monday, February 9th. All the cameras in my room, Michael DeForge at Drawn and Quarterly, out on April 8th. Cave Grave from Sean Coronero at Oni, out on March 4th. Court Charade from Fioro Vesco and Carascoet at Abrams, out on March 25th. Exploit number 1 from Laura Hudson, Tim Leong, and Emiliana Pina at Mad Cave, out on March 4th. Horror Comics Leprechauns, various artists, including our own guest, Larry Stahl, out from Antarctic Press on March 18th. Leonide the Vampire, The House of Yonda, number 1 from Mike Mignola and Rachel Aragno, uh, out from Dark Horse on March 18th. And go listen to my talk. And Dr. Ramos and Lee popped in. You're reading Space Scouts. It's so good, Tyler, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you brought
Um,
it up, and I happen to have issue 3 right here, so I was like,
right. Yeah.
I thought it'd be funny.
Narco number 1 from Doug Wagner, Daniel Hilliard at Image Comics on March 4th. I don't think my pull quote will be included on issue one if it's included at all. But I did say to Doug last night, "Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you." But I can't wait to see what comes next.
That's
Um,
going to be awesome.
yeah. So I mean, you definitely want Narco number one, and then you're like super definitely gonna want Narco number two.
Yep, for
Just
sure.
just putting that out there. Um, the Negative Burn anthology from Joe Pruitt et al. On Zoop through February 5th. Now that we're into crowdfunding, I should start over there so that it's an easy cut when I'm putting chapters in.
Mm,
Crowdfunding.
crowdfunding.
We have the Negative Burn, the anthology from Joe Pruitt et al. At Zoop through February 5th. Leaded Gasoline, a Grindhouse horror comic from Patrick Kindland and Lorenzo Ray at Halo 8 on Kickstarter through February 6th. Growing Up on the Spectrum from Tess Langston at Oneshi Press on Kickstarter through February 12th. Sink Your Teeth In, number one from Zoe Tunnel, Lauren Knight, JP Jordan, Jody Troutman at Deathline Comics on Kickstarter through February 19th. And 100 FAQ on making comics uh, from Shelley Bond, Philip Bond, and Off Register Press on Kickstarter through February 22nd. Both Tess Langston and the Bonds will be joining us this week to discuss their Kickstarters.
It's going to be
Uh,
a black tie only with bonds.
I mean, shaken, not stirred.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Rev your Aston
Uh,
Martins now.
yeah. Really, really, with Shelley, I think Doc Martens are more appropriate.
Hmm. That does
Yep.
seem
Uh,
likely.
on Humble Bundle, we still have the Dynamite character crossover comics, $18 for 57 items.
Loosely defined items.
Yeah, very loosely defined items.
I know it could be 36, it could be whatever.
No, no, it's definitely more than 57, but
Anywhere,
like
anywhere from a
the
single issue to
size of
seven
the
volume omnibus.
right seven omnibuses.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, the length of those items is anywhere between 20 some odd pages and like 2,000 pages is what Phil was reminding people. And this is to support the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund through February 4th. And new since last week, we have the NBM 50th Anniversary Collection. NBM does a lot of reprinting of European material, a lot of autobiography, a lot of music. Um, like anytime you see the Beatles in comics or Prince in comics, that's almost certainly an NBN title. Uh, that sort of thing. $18 for 40 graphic novels to support the Starlight
Whoa.
Children's Foundation. Um, Available through February 11th. So let's get into some amazing books. This was a good week. Good week.
I did read your first pick here, Ted. Uh,
Oh, Wrestle
it's
Heist is
Kyle
killing
Starks,
it,
yeah.
man. Oh,
Yep.
Kyle.
Kyle
Oh,
Starks.
it's
I
so
mean,
good.
okay, so the cartooning style of Kyle Starks is such that like it just puts you in a good mood. You know what I
It
mean?
does. It does.
You look at these silly drawings and the way he
Mhm.
draws characters, and you're just like, you just feel like a kid. But then you read
You
this
feel
story, and
good.
you're like, then you read this story, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah. Wrestle Heist was so much fun. So much fun, as was the wrap up of what I hope is the first volume, because it was certainly wrapped up in a way where it could continue. Like it was one of those where we definitely wrapped up a story arc, and if it doesn't sell well enough, then we may not see any more. But there's definitely a turning point where there could be more. The
Yeah.
guy in the chair from Hannah Rose May, Utkarsh Ambudkar, and Guillermo Sana at Dark Horse. I think Hannah Rose May is one of the most underrated writers in comics right now. Everything I
Yeah.
read that she's involved with is fantastic. And
Fantastic.
I have a feeling that at some point she's going to blow up, either because people notice her comics or because she has something optioned and turned into something amazing.
Right.
And this one definitely has that potential.
Yeah.
That this this could make a great action movie and or television show. Um, so like keep your eyes on Hannah Rose May. Phil, take a walk. Oh, Absolute Martian Manhunter number 8, Dennis Camp, Javier Rodriguez.
Almost
That's my third.
almost
Uh,
forgot Absolute's name.
I know, I
Yeah.
know. I mean, it was
It's just
great.
casual greatness walking by. I haven't read it
I
yet, but I
know. I
know it
mean,
is.
it's one of those things where like
Issue 8, you're taking it for granted now.
if I hadn't read the first 7 issues, I'd probably be drooling over it. And like
Yeah.
having read the first 7 issues is like it was still better than everything else that came out this week, but I don't feel like I have anything to say about it that I haven't said about Absolute Martian Manhunter a number of times already. It's great. If you're not reading Absolute Martian Manhunter, I mean, it's one of those things like Saga is always on
Yeah.
the list, but what do you
Hmm.
say about Saga? I
Still
mean,
good.
we'll find out tomorrow night for during Saga Book Club, but you know what I mean.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
On a
So I
monthly basis, what do you say?
yeah,
It's
yeah. I
still
mean,
awesome.
I
Right.
I caught up
Still
with the
going
end.
strong.
Oh yeah, the end of the Bad Idea miniseries. They're all terrible by Matt Kent and Ramon Villalobos and Tamara Bonvillain. Absolutely stunning, incredible art. I felt like it ended well. From having picked up the series late and just gotten into it
I still
for the
need to read the
conclusion.
end of it.
It was pretty good. It was enjoyable.
Yeah,
It was some
I
rocking
believe
good
it.
violence. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Hey,
Also caught up a little bit on Strange Tales from Jeremy Whitley and Bailey Underwood, and I think it's Jim Campbell colors that one over at Marvel. It's pretty fun. It seems like an odd cluster of characters doing fun stuff, and then just still basking in the wake of having read From Hell. Like I can still feel the those. It's a book that sticks with you.
it's heavy.
It's
It's heavy
Yeah,
reading.
yeah, it's
yeah,
it's not a light one. And on that,
No.
yeah.
yesterday, Elizabeth Sandifer dropped her 30,000 word essay on From Hell over for the series Last War in Albion on Ruditorum
Okay.
Press. Haven't read it yet. I need to. I was probably going to be after this later today, digging into that one because that's it's going to be wild. When she goes long, she really kicks ass. Like her essay on Neil Gaiman and Sandman, 60,000 words, is actually I think nominated for a Hugo potentially. So
Okay.
Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
wow.
yeah. It's really great, really tremendous stuff. If anyone out there is even remotely interested in Alan Moore, Grant Morrison,
Sell
or
yourself
Magic,
short. Even
yeah,
remotely interested,
yeah,
please
yeah,
check it
please.
out.
This is a nice well foliaged rabbit hole waiting to be plunged into.
It is.
Um,
It is.
yeah.
Though we'll get back to something from talking to Elizabeth Sandifer in a minute.
Oh, sure.
But first,
I
first
didn't
we
know if
should
you'd want to bring that up again, but
we have to at least a little bit.
okay.
Um but first One Piece Race. I read no chapters. Tyler, did you read any chapters?
I watched more. I watched more. I watched more
Watch more One
anime.
Piece.
Yep.
This is where I not that this is related, but if I drop out suddenly, it's because my computer's charging cable suddenly stopped working, not because I
Y-
I have I have nothing left
Well,
to.
that's
So
Are
not
if
you
that
good.
happens,
bored? Are you so bored you're just gonna click off,
no,
Then
come
we
on,
then we
man.
really then we really need to get into great responsibility because you were the one reading it for the first time.
I was, and
Um
I this is where I need
so
to disappoint you
Oh shut
so
up.
one
You
more
didn't
time.
read it.
Hold on. So
no,
here's what
no,
happened.
hold on. Hold on.
Okay, okay,
Let
you
me
go
let
first.
me
You go first.
introduce it and say where we're going, and then
Yep,
you can
yep,
get into that.
sure.
So we're getting into great responsibility, and our great responsibility this week was actually inspired by our conversation with Elizabeth Sandifer, where I
Hmm.
could not get her to back off the idea that Tom King, by mere association of the fact that he had been in the CIA, was a war criminal. I have a higher standard for what a war criminal is than working for an individual organization. Um, I don't know enough about what he did to absolutely say that he wasn't a war criminal, but I'm pretty certain that she doesn't either. So I'm not willing to say that Tom is a war criminal, even though I will absolutely say, and I'm pretty certain Tom would too. I think he even
Uh-huh.
has on our air that
Uh-huh.
that the CIA has committed war crimes.
Yes, yes. And I think that
Those
I
are
think
different
that
things.
They are, and while we're speaking technically, I think that the line between is a war criminal and associates with an organization that is known to commit war crimes
or
is
or once
Well,
associated
hey,
with an
once.
okay,
Okay,
organization.
sorry, because
are
once so that's where
Right.
I have to say that I don't think the CIA is done committing war crimes in our lifetime
No,
or for the
I don't
foreseeable
think it
future.
is. I
no.
don't think it is, and I think it did before Tom did, but he
Yeah,
also joined up right after 9/11.
he did.
And
He
Yeah.
did.
like that
And
that
you know
tempers a
what?
Okay.
lot of things for me in terms of deciding to join up.
Yeah, yeah.
Are all Catholics pedophiles? No,
Right.
But a
right?
large enough percentage of them are for me to worry about it and to want to vocalize it when it comes up.
But no, that's a good point. Would you call any Catholic writer a pedophile writer?
No, I would not.
Okay.
I would call any Catholic
Would you call
priest
any
writer. Hold
American
on.
writer a war criminal writer?
No, but the two distinctions there I would make is that one, if there was a Catholic priest writing about that pedophilia, that subject,
Yeah.
I think it would come up. I think it would come up and
I mean, Tom primarily writes about like PTSD.
yes, and I think that's where the line gets blurry for sure. Between I'm sure it's undoubted in my mind that he has experienced horrors over there, whether they were
Right.
things he did or things he witnessed. That's he's
Possibly
seen some
some of
shit,
each.
possibly some of
Possibly some
each.
of each.
And I also recognize that I personally cannot judge him not knowing what he's done.
Right.
You know,
I mean,
um,
what I know about Tom is he's an unabashed and open liberal.
mhm.
He's pretty honest about like the fact that I mean, go read a Mega Men. A Mega Men
Yeah, I've read that one. That one
is
was solid.
it's well, but it's not just solid, it's Israel Palestine.
I
It's
didn't
the
get
US
that at
involvement
the
in
time, but
it's
I
the
can see
US
that in hindsight.
involvement in the Mid East.
Yeah. I mean, I'm also at a point where I am probably more opposed to and feeling radical about the US's actions as an imperialist nation than I ever have been
Right?
in my life before. You know?
Well,
Um,
but but what I'm saying is that like probably a lot of what you're feeling
mhm.
is what Tom was showing that he was feeling in Omega Men
Yeah,
or in
yeah,
Sheriff of Babylon. So
yeah.
like as soon as he started writing comics, he started showing the things that people who call him a war criminal
Well, I think
feel.
that, and that's where I think that when he got into writing comics, advertising himself as a former CIA
He
officer.
did not advertise himself as a
He did
former
not.
CIA agent.
I distinctly remember when
No,
he
the
was the
the
co-writer of Grayson. He was former CIA agent to write
uh,
Grayson.
DC advertised him and then he played it down and it didn't
Okay.
come up again until he took on Dean Cain.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. That asshole.
But
Um, I mean, yes, early on, DC played it up, but like the
Hmm.
impression I've always got is that's along the lines of Boom having published his manifesto regarding Animal
Um,
Pound. It wasn't something that was supposed to happen.
I see. I see.
Wasn't something he was happy about.
Interesting. It's interesting, and it's a portion of
I mean,
him.
the
Um,
biggest thing I'll say about Tom from knowing him personally is he's actually pretty
mhm.
crappy at promoting himself.
Okay. I mean, I think I've listened to at least two of those episodes. So yeah, he did not seem boisterous
okay, so
or
No.
uh,
since, since I was not on the conversation you guys were referencing, Phil, where are you on Tom King? Like, I'm getting the sense that you're not
I
a
haven't.
fan, or
So, well, I was a fan early on. I when he was doing Vision, I really enjoyed that.
yeah,
The beginning of his Batman run, I was a fan. I was picking it up. I was enjoying it a lot. He eventually lost me towards the end of his Batman run. I think that
yeah,
says more about me than it does about him or Batman or anything like that.
okay.
And like honestly, yeah, I mean, and the thing that I think of the most, and it's funny because it's in relation to Tom King and having worked for the CIA is the joke he made when people are like, how do you get into comics? He's like, well, try joining the CIA first. And I know that's an offhand, stupid joke that you make online, but it's still the
Yeah,
kind
see, I
of
don't even
joke.
remember when he made that joke.
And neither do I. But
So
the
was it
only
untasteful to you,
CIA,
or
yeah, I mean, the
well,
only
it does.
CIA joke I
It
remember him
feels.
making was actually
Uh-huh.
when somebody asked him, like, how do you get in the CIA? And he said, well, it turns out that the guy in a
Hmm.
baseball cap in the corner of the cafe reading a Batman comic, nobody thinks is a spy.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. I've also seen him. Well, I was going to say in a video of it, I've seen a video of a panel of him, Frank Miller, James Tynion, and some other guy, where he makes a joke about you can't dangle a guy off a rooftop in real life. He just passes out. He gets too scared. So
Yeah.
he has made jokes about torturing people.
torturing
He's made
people?
jokes
Yep.
about yes, and so that's the
I think Phil did freeze Ted.
Yeah, Phil's cutting in and out.
Okay, so we
That
can
didn't
assume,
actually sound like a joke to me. That sounded like a this thing happens in comics all the time, and it doesn't actually work that way.
yeah, they
Um,
passed out first. Yeah. Um, okay, so
but
we'll
also,
we'll
yeah, we'll jump into Animal Pound, and maybe we'll get Phil back.
yeah.
Um, what were
Okay,
you
so Animal
re
Pound.
rereading it was, if anything, like harder than reading it initially. Um,
Yeah, I didn't dig my issues out. I just bought this from my own store to
right.
give myself a little
And I had
business.
them
And
digital, so I was able to, but
I
like,
I will say this is the first time I've picked up a miniseries in two different formats. So
yeah,
in a
yeah,
long time, in a very
right,
long
right.
time. So I mean, it is a great story. Um, if
I
you
was
missed it when
struck
Ted and I
at
were
the
on,
historical stuff. I don't think I
yeah,
noticed how historically accurate to the United States it was. How much Titan is Washington.
yeah, yeah,
How much Fifi is almost Lincoln.
yeah,
You
I can see that.
know.
Yep.
Um,
I gave this to my niece for her birthday. She's
right.
13. She's 13 and she's getting into comics and she's adores animals. And I want her to start thinking a little bit more conscientiously about the world that we're going into.
Right.
And so I bought her
Well,
this
and that, of
graphic
course, is
novel.
the hardest part about reading this is that Piggy is so so Trump.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. I I don't know. I don't know about Tom King's personal experiences with the CIA, right?
Yeah.
Um, I can't use that to judge him. I mean, like, the sad truth is governments need spies. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? They
I
do.
mean,
And
that would be
it's a
somewhere that
dirty
I go
job and
to
it's
is
a dirty
that there are
job and
things
someone's
that the
got to do
spy
it.
right well, and I think that there are things that the CIA does that I don't want them doing, but there are also things that they do that we need them doing.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. So, I mean, and because they're such a clandestine organization, we aren't going to know whether Tom participated in some of the things that we would sanction and some of the ones that we
And
wouldn't.
certainly not for years to come. I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean, this is kind of
what
a
what
Schrodinger's
we
cat situation.
know, yeah, what we know is that he was an operations officer. What that means is he was the go-between with um native assets. So if
Yeah,
he was in Afghanistan, he would be the person that would meet with and protect and whatever the Afghans that were giving us information,
yeah. I
same in Iraq.
Yeah, and what Tom's patriotism to the United States really does come through in his writing.
Yeah.
I think does. Even though, like you said, he is very liberal. Um,
Yeah.
but
Well,
but
I think
liberal,
especially because I think anyway, especially because he's very liberal. But I understand that there are some people who think liberal and patriotism doesn't go together.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Or that's where I was going with that. And that
Right,
comes through in Animal Pound. You know what I mean? Um,
right. No,
Not to
so,
mention Sheriff of Babylon. I've got that
yep.
upstairs,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
So
from him,
Phil is
signed by him.
back. What were you going to say about Animal Pound? Did you not finish it?
Uh, so okay, so here's what happened. When I
Okay.
suggested you guys that we do it for great responsibility, I checked on Hoopla and it was on Hoopla and I checked it
Okay.
out immediately. When I sat down last night to read it, it was completely gone from Hoopla. So I unfortunately did not read it. I have,
Boom got pulled.
yeah, yeah. It was a bunch of Boom stuff. The selection was way smaller, so it was very
I didn't know
unfortunate.
that.
Yeah,
Why'd Boom get pulled?
I don't know. The digital contract could have expired.
Boom, yeah, Boom has been doing way less digitally, period. By the time you suggested the book to read with it, it wasn't
Uh,
available on Hoopla.
I
I went
I
looking
swear
for
I
it.
checked. I swear I
No,
checked
I
there,
believe you.
and
I
yeah.
believe you. But what I'm
Here's the
saying
thing. Yeah,
is by the time I got in the text message and then checked my Hoopla, it wasn't there anymore.
which is
Like
just a
that's
bizarre.
when it changed, and
Yes, it was like
probably
on
when
the day.
Animal Pound came down too.
Yeah. So
Uh,
the good news
um,
is I found the branch that I used to work at has a copy. So I'm gonna pop in there, I'm gonna
okay.
pick it up, and I'm gonna read it, and I'm gonna let you know, next week on the walk what I
So
think of it.
we will continue Animal Pound next week then, because
Yes.
Tyler
Okay.
and I talked some
Well,
about it
do you
while
want to
you were
read?
gone.
Do you want to read Camel Block Blues?
Well, that's going to be harder because it's not on Hoopla anymore.
Yes, it is. Well, it is for me. I Kennel Block Blues is on Hoop. Well, unless you have
I
lost
will
access
look
to Boom
again,
completely.
but I literally I looked for it
That's
after
so
you told me
weird.
to.
I can. This is where.
And no, not all Hooplas are the same because you can
That's true
have different com. You know,
for
some people
sure.
don't have any of the Marvel because that's a higher
Yeah,
level.
that's me. I am marvelous hoopla.
So what's it called? Camel what?
Kennel
Kennel
Block
Block
Blues.
Blues.
Kennel.
It was a
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
wait a minute.
four-issue miniseries.
Kennel Block Blues might be back on my Hoopla.
Okay.
Issue 4 is. So hold on a second.
Okay. Yeah. So the
No,
premise
no,
is
no.
remarkably
Only
similar.
issue 4 is.
Well, that's a bummer. Y-
Only issue 4 is.
Here's what I do.
But honestly,
Hmm.
I don't think we need to compare it.
That's fair.
I think I'm going to challenge you to read it deeply
Uh-huh.
enough that you see how
Yeah.
much history you put into it, because I
I.
didn't. It was
Yeah.
it
Animal
was
Farm
this
is an
read.
important work. Yeah. It
It
was this read you
is,
said.
but it was this read
Hmm.
that I picked up on so many of the U.S. historical references.
Oh shit. Okay.
Right. Like characters were
Um,
definitely meant to represent past leaders that we've
Interesting.
had.
right,
Yep.
Similar
right.
to
I mean,
Orwell's
in a
Animal
lot
Farm.
of
Okay.
ways, it's supposed to be like there's an element of it being the history of the United States
Uh-huh.
over a span of 2 years rather than 200 years because dog
Okay.
years are shorter.
Right,
um
right.
uh so I challenge you to, and if I can find it, I'll send you what he wrote as his pitch,
I
because
did
there
listen to
is.
you. I listened to
Okay,
that episode when you read it on air. So I remember him
right.
hearing about it, saying about the wanting it to be taught in schools and that, this
But
is
more importantly, there is a really important difference between it and Animal Farm.
yes.
Animal Farm comes at fascism from the left.
Hmm.
It, it's a cautionary tale of how being too communist can lead to fascism.
Sure.
This comes at fascism from the right. It's a
Right.
cautionary tale about how being too nationalist, too
Hmm. Too
oriented
conservative.
towards your own group. I
Yeah.
hate using conservative because conservative means no
Yeah.
change,
That's
and
fair. That's a good point.
that's not what these people want.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree.
It's very much not what they want. They want a version of America that has only ever existed in the American South.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Um,
that will be, and I'm very interested to read the book, you know. It's
so yeah, no, what I picked up this time is that there are some real corollaries between animals and specific figures, that there are some real corollaries between real life compromises made in the US because sometimes it was better to do something than nothing on the way to trying to find something better. I mean, this is
Mhm,
why I say that one of the things that pisses me off the most about quote unquote constitutional originalists is
mhm.
none of them seem to read the goddamn preamble.
Well, the problem with it is that it that's an ethos that was built on finding an excuse
Absolutely.
for the result you wanted.
No, you don't have to tell me
Yeah,
that at all.
yeah.
I mean, like getting into the specifics is, but
Hmm,
again,
hmm.
if you're truly a constitutional originalist,
Yeah,
the preamble and Article 5 should ring loud to you.
right.
To form a more perfect union, not to form a perfect union.
Hmm.
And from day one, we had a way to change things to make it better.
Right.
Um, the writers didn't. So it's interesting to see various ways that problems have to be solved in the world of Animal Pound. I'm really interested to see how you wind up perceiving it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, my challenge is to read it this week and think of it from a historical perspective.
Yeah, I didn't
Um,
realize that was a part of it, so I will definitely be looking up
I
for those
didn't
sorts of
fully
books.
realize that either until this read.
Yeah.
I mean, this is definitely
Yeah, I
I mean,
as with a lot of Tom King, it's
mhm.
stuff that I like more every time I read it. I
And
see layers that I hadn't seen before every time I read it.
yeah,
Um,
that's also, you know, it's definitely a sign of quality fiction when you can reread something.
so anyway, let's move into books that we hope will be spectacular because then I'll have about an hour and a half to finish reading Crowded for tonight's Joy,
Mm.
Resistance, Hope, and Survival book club. Crowded is
yeah.
on Hoopla if you
Yes.
wanted to read it really fast, Phil. Um,
It's
It's so
oh,
good.
that would be very fast.
yeah. So three books I hope will be spectacular. This was hard because I've read so many of the books that come out next week, including Diorc by Brett Bean at
Hmm.
Image, which is, a dwarf orc
Yeah, it
and
sounds
hilarity,
hilarious.
right? Uh, Mama Came Calling from Ezra Clayton Daniels and Camilla Sucre at HarperCollins. I also got to talk to Ezra Friday night. This book, because it's HarperCollins and they're starting, I think, to have some distribution through Lunar, but like just starting. So for the most part, they don't have direct distribution to comic shops. So until I saw a piece at Publishers Weekly, I didn't even know this book was coming. But thankfully, because I've already had some contract with Ezra, I went from, oh my God, this book is coming to, oh my God, I have a PDF and an interview set up in the span of, well, an hour or two.
Nice. It's exciting.
It's a fantastic book.
The thrilling
Uh,
world of
uh,
22 panels.
yeah, fantastic book set in, I guess, set in the modern South, but with a supernatural element and a lot of identity um, struggles and a noir mystery all rolled into one. Just fantastic. Mama Came Calling from Ezra Clayton Daniels and Camila Sucre. And it was a news item last week. Since then, I have managed to get in advance and you can order it through our website. It will be released any day now. Since it's self-published, I can't say exactly when. Take the Fall from Tess Fowler Gutierrez. Her autobiography is uh, Like I'm telling you right now, these two are front runners for best graphic novel and best nonfiction work of 2025 for me already. They're that
Yeah.
good. They're going to be the bar that everything else gets judged against. But also out this week, we've got Night City #1 and Space Scouts #3 from Matt Kint, David Lapham doing the art on Night City, David
Oh,
Rubin doing the art on Space Scouts, and both of them from Dark Horse. Do you have Night
I know,
City
I
too,
know.
or just the Space Scouts?
Night City is at my store. This one just
Gotcha.
happens to be on my desk because
Gotcha.
it's oversized and I don't have
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
it.
they're so good.
Yeah, so I don't have a cover for it. So everything else is already at the store, ready for
Gotcha.
Wednesday. But Scouts is still living on my desk.
Yeah. High Strangeness Book 4, 2001 from Cecil Castellucci, Daniel Noah, and Chloe Stawaski and Oni Press. And then Batman #6 from Matt Fraction and Jorge Jimenez at DC.
yeah.
Phil, what is your
Uh,
giant size trade waiter pick? And is
a
like this is a
little less
volume
giant
four.
size.
Have you
Yeah.
read the other three?
No, well, actually, volume
Nah.
one. So volume one was one of my first trade waiter picks. So seeing that volume four is out now reminded me that hey, I should follow up on this series and actually pick that up. Yeah, this is a Tower Dungeon volume four from Tsutomu Nihei over at Kodansha. It's a volume of manga, so not quite giant sized. I will also say I am also picking up High Strangeness issue 4, 2001, specifically for Chloe Stawaski's art. She's fantastic. Uh, been seeing it. Yeah, super super cool. Very excited. So yeah,
Cecil's not so bad either.
no. Yeah, that's the.
I'm a fan.
I know you are indeed. No shade meant.
I know. I know. So
Only
Tyler, you
shade
want
in
to
my
take us
house.
out?
Yeah, sure. All right, guys. Thanks for listening, and we will catch you after the next page. See
After
ya.
next page.
And now, the next page, brought to you by.
The Nexus Vault, your new home for comics, cards, and collectibles in Southwest Minnesota. Located at 109 East Main Street in Laverne, the Nexus Vault is where longtime fans and new readers alike can dive into comics, trading cards, toys, and all things geek culture. Whether you're chasing key issues, building a deck, or just looking for a place that gets fandom, the Nexus Vault has you covered. You can reach the shop at 507-858-8914. You can email us at the Nexus Vault Laverne. That's the Nexus Vault, LUVERNE at gmail.com. Or you can check us out online at thenexusvault.com.
And also Modern Age Comics,
Yeah,
2214 East Algonquin Road, Algonquin, Illinois, 60102. The new shop of Psycho Comicology. Come and pick up your comics, pick up your geek stuff. Just talk comics. I might be there. Who knows? Reach the store at 847-409-6295 or check out modernagereader.com. There we go. And now the next page. New to order this month. Initial orders will be due on February 26th. Starting with new comic
First up
series.
is
Take it away, Phil.
Action 50th Anniversary Special by Garth Ennis, Steve White, Rob Williams, Patrick Goddard, John Higgins, Staz Johnson, Mike Dory from Rebellion. Final order cutoff March 2nd. In stores May 13th.
Bizarro Year None #1 from Kevin Smith, Eric Carrasco, Nick Pitara at DC. Final order cutoff is March 9th. In stores April 1st.
Brownfield Action Family #1 by Ted May, Revival House Uncivilized. Final order cutoff March 23rd. In stores April 22nd.
Alexit, Say Goodbye to Hollywood #1, Mateo Pizzolo, C. Granda at Black Mask. Final order cutoff is March 30th. In stores April 29th.
Corpse Night #1 by Michael Chaves, Matthew Roberts, Rico Renzi at Image. Final order cutoff March 23rd. In stores April 22nd.
Did you hear about Mimi Green? #1 from Connor Goldsmith, Josh Cornelian At Dark Horse Comics, final order cutoff is April 20th, in stores on May 27th.
Estuary, A Ghost Story, #1 by Tim Daniel and D.B. Andry, Man House, Oni Press, final order cutoff March 16th, in stores April 8th.
Everyone Loves a Jewel Thief, #1 from Tim Seeley and Aaron Campbell at Ignition Press. Final order cutoff is March 2nd, in stores on April 8th.
Extraction Beginnings, #1 by Andy Parks, Ronan Cliquette at Ignition Press, final order cutoff February 23rd, in stores April 1st.
From Parts Unknown, #1 from Adriano Aragonello and Daniel Caval and JP Jordan at Pesto Comics, final order cutoff March 30th, in stores on April 29th.
Godzilla's Monsterpiece Theater presents Romeo and Juliet and Godzilla by Adam Tierney, Scott Peacock, Tom Scioli at IDW. Final order cutoff March 2nd, in stores April 8th.
And sorry, Sean, that was Sean Peacock, not Scott. The Hab, #1. From Joshua Dysart, David Lapham, Bill Sienkiewicz, Jacob Phillips at Bad Idea. Final order cutoff March 9th, in stores on April 8th.
Hidden Springs, #1 by Rob Williams, Nil Vendrell at Dark Horse. Final order cutoff April 6th, in stores May 13th.
In Your Skin, #1 from Aditya Bidikar and Sam at Image Comics. Final order cutoff is March 30th, in stores April 22nd.
Kilroy Is Here, one shot from Joe Pruitt, Dalibor Taljic at Image Comics. Final order cutoff is missing, probably
order cutoff March 9th, and in stores April 1st. The Oddballs Odyssey, #1 from Coney Millionaire at Bad Idea. Final order cutoff March 9th, in stores April 8th.
The Pear Shape, Nick Thorburn at Fantagraphics Underground. Final order cutoff March 2nd, in stores April 8th.
Planet Atmos Exordium, #1 from DR Bushnell and Rob McEvedy and Andrea Cucci at Mad Cave Comics. Final order cutoff is March 30th, in stores April 22nd.
Create Machine, #1 by Ryan O'Nam, Tim Seeley, Paolo Armitano at Mad Cave. Final order cutoff March 16th, in stores April 8th.
Red Roots, #1 from Lorenzo De Felici at Image Comics. Final order cutoff March 30th, in stores April 22nd.
Royals, #1 from Derek Kirk Kim and Jacob Perez at Image. Final order cutoff March 9th, in stores April 1st.
Strength and Ash, #1 from Evan K. Pazios, Stefano Cardacelli, Francesco Perillo at Keen Spot on a final order cutoff of March 9th and in stores on April 22nd.
Something Out of a Time Machine, Swamp Thing, 1989, #1, number 88 from Rick Veitch, Michael Zulli, Vince Locke at DC. Final order cutoff April 6th, in stores April 29th.
And some graphic novels. Take it away, Phil.
Apple Guy and Beefwood by Cedar Van Tassel from Drummond Quarterly. Final order cutoff March 30th, in stores May 27th.
Chernobyl, Life and Other Disasters from Yevgenia Neighborg at Neil Porter Books. Final order cutoff is March 16th, in stores April 14th.
How I Make Comics by Kim Deitch at Fantagraphics. Final order cutoff March 2nd, in stores April 8th.
How to Survive the End of the World, a graphic expression of how to maybe avoid extinction from Katie Doty at MIT Press. Final order cutoff March 2nd, in stores March 31st.
I Didn't Ask for This by Jeannie Wood and Josh Cornelian at Mad Cave Maverick. Final order cutoff March 23rd, in stores April 15th.
That's a good friend of mine, Jenny Wood. Hopefully we'll have her back soon. Magnificent African Adventure, The Perils of Giuseppe Bergman by Milo Manara at Fantagraphics. Final order cutoff is March 23rd, in stores on April 29th.
Mary Payne by Lola Laurent at Drawn and Quarterly. Final order cutoff March 9th, in stores May 6th.
Narrow Rooms from Choi Sungmin at Drawn and Quarterly. Final order cutoff is March 23rd, in stores May 20th.
Opioids and Organs, Arizona O'Neill, Drawn and Quarterly. Final order cutoff March 16th, in stores May 20th.
Outline Michelle Fischels at Oni Press. Final order cutoff July 27th, in stores on August 19th.
Bunkenheads by Dave Baker and Nicole Goo at Top Shelf. Final order cutoff March 2nd, in stores April 7th.
Reincarnation Stories from Kim Deitch at Fantagraphics. Final order cutoff is March 23rd, in stores April 29th.
Sovietland by Pierre-Henry Gaumont at Abrams. Final order cutoff March 16th, in stores April 29th.
Was That Normal by Alex Potts at Avery Hill. Final order cutoff is March 9th, in stores April 1st.
Young Shadow and the Watchdogs by Ben Sears at Fantagraphics. Final order cutoff March 16th, in stores April 22nd.
And some collections, Phil.
First up, there's Batman and Volume 1, Daylight by Matt Fraction and Jimenez at DC. Final order cutoff March 9th, in stores June 2nd.
Cheetah and Cheshire Rob the Justice League from Greg Rucka and Nicola Scott. From DC Comics. Final order cutoff is March 9th and in stores May 19th.
The Complete 2000 AD by Alan Moore, Dave Gibbons, Alan Davis, Ian Gibson, John Higgins over at Rebellion. Final order cutoff March 2nd, in stores April 8th.
I neglected to put it there. That's The Complete 2000 AD by Alan Moore, Volume 1. There will be
Volume
more.
1.
Yeah.
More.
The Complete Charles Dana Gibson, A Widow and Her Friends from Charles Dana Gibson at Living the Line. Final order cutoff is March 9th, in stores April 8th.
Everything Dead and Dying by Kate Bromble and Jacob Phillips at Image Comics. Final order cutoff March 2nd, in stores April 8th.
FML from Kelly Sue DeConnick and David Lopez at Dark Horse Comics. Final order cutoff is March 30th, in stores on September 15th.
Godzilla vs. America, Boston, Chicago, Kansas City, Los Angeles by Tim Seeley, Carolyn Cash, Gabriel Hardman, Dave Baker, Jesse Lonergan et al. Over at IDW. Final order cutoff March 2nd, in stores April 7th.
Gunpowder Profits from Justin Jordan, Patrick Piazzalunga at Mad Cave. Final order cutoff is March 16th, in stores April 8th.
The Guy in the Chair by Hannah Rose May, Utkarsh Ambutkar, Guillermo Sana, Deirbla Kelly over at Dark Horse. Final order cutoff March 9th, in stores June.
Mobius Library, The Depressed Hunter from Mobius at Dark Horse. Final order cutoff is March 9th and in stores June 9th.
Red Book, Volume 1 by James Tynan IV and Michael Avon Oving, Dark Horse. Final order cutoff March 9th, in stores June 30th.
Space Scouts by Matt Kent, David Rubin at Dark Horse. Final order cutoff is March 9th, in stores June 9th.
Temporal by Stephanie Williams, Isaiah Fulmore at Mad Cave. Final order cutoff March 16th, in stores April 8th.
And Uncle Scrooge, The Lost Beneath the Sea, the complete Carl Barks Disney Library number 30 by Carl Barks at Fantagraphics. Final order cutoff of March 16th and in stores on April 28th.